I'm going to share my story on why I started Hesed Organics. Well, it's a very dear, something really dear to my heart. It's, if I had a choice, I would choose to do this again. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Aneta Elisha-Oladejo and I'm glad to be here, and I hope that you are too. It's so great to have you back, and I hope that you subscribe so that we can keep growing together. But today I'm going to share my story on why I started Hesed Organics. Well, it's a very dear, something really dear to my heart. It's, if I had a choice, I would choose to do this again. But let me tell you why. My son was born in 2014, and about that time, in fact, as soon as he was giving back to me from, the usual way they wash up children when they're born, I noticed he had nasal and chest congestion, which I talked to the nurse about. And you know that when babies are born, they usually have to take out excess mucus from their noses. So I thought it probably wasn't well done. That's what I read it to be. But when I mentioned it and he said, oh, it's no problem, it will probably just pass in a few days. And then as time went on, it grew and it became acute bronchitis. As of when he was 4 months old, I think his first episode happened where just on a very random night he woke up and he began to cough. Now I'm talking about dry cough, that type that literally makes your chest ache. And then you can imagine a child that little coughing so hard and for so long. Of course, all I could do was sit there helpless. First thing then, at the break of dawn, I took him straight to the hospital, and I was told, oh, it's probably just just an infection because of weather or something in that night. And then he was given, antibiotics and something else to probably help with his respiratory organ and what have you. And we took that. Yes, it did subside at the beginning. And afterwards, I think we still had a few episodes while he was still under a year. From age 2, just shortly after he crossed 2, it started again. And then this time around, he came back with such terrible force. He would cough and cough and cough and cough for the longest at night. He would cough, he would cry, he couldn't sleep, even though he was trying to sleep. The uneasiness was just very uncomfortable. But, as usual, by the next morning, we'll pick him and run back to the clinic and talk about it, and then we'll give him more antibiotics to deal with it. And then it started becoming much more frequent. And it got so bad that there was a particular day where he woke up at night and for 6 minutes stretch, he kept coughing. He coughed so much and threw up everything until there was nothing else to throw up. I felt helpless. I was so worried. And like every mother or every parent would relate, you really don't want to see your child in that state of, that state of suffering for so long, and then you actually cannot do anything about it. And of course, the next morning again, we took a trip to the hospital, and guess what? We had antibiotics again. But the more he took antibiotics, it felt like his body was being resistant to it, and the virus, of course, was growing resistant to the antibiotics, so they were meditating instead of actually diminishing. And after a while, I got fed up and I began to search. I began to read. I began to look for answers. I knew it had to be antibiotics because, well, that's the best way to attack viruses or bacteria, but I was tired of taking these antibiotics that I know is breaking down his body, doing more damage to his immune system than good, and yet there was no cure. And so I began to look for a natural alternative to antibiotics, and then I found it. I found colloidal silver. The more I read about colloidal silver in itself, well, mainstream media definitely did not do justice to it. There was really particularly nothing friendly about it, but I had to make my, draw my own conclusions on them based on the things I had read. So my intuition had to kick into play, and of course, my motherly instinct would just never let me sit down without having to find or try out something that might just work for my son. And then I placed the order. And the day that order came, although yes, placing the order, I did it out of this could just be the last resort. Although I had read so much, I was convinced, but there was still that nagging fear of just what if it doesn't do anything for him. But I still had to just trust and do it. And I remember opening the first bottle, I had to pray before I did. I prayed so hard and I said, I begged God to please let this be the last resort to this thing. I just was tired of it. My son he had lost so much weight. It felt like the more he ate, the more he was losing weight. He just was not looking as healthy as I would have wanted him to look. He was very uncomfortable. There was no stamina. He literally did not have strength. If he was pushed just a little, he would literally fall over. It was just a very sorry sight, and it was a very sorry state for me to be in as a parent. And I begged, I wanted it so bad that this would be the last, the answers to my prayers. And it was. We took it for 7 days, and I noticed that by the 4th day, a lot of the symptoms that he had drastically reduced or were totally gone. Now, about 4 months down the line, my boy was back, very happy, his body bounced back, strength came back. He just had become the child that he was supposed to be. And I knew at the beginning that although he started to look at some point that he was a sickly child, I knew that he could actually be better. And I was so glad that he did, and he became better. Now, my passion stemmed from the fact that if I could have had these sleepless nights and these, prayers and that moment of fear, there probably would be other parents or other people going through about the same situation where they have probably tried almost everything and nothing seems to be working. And so I thought about, okay, if I could actually find more alternatives, then I can actually make them. And that was how Hesed Organics was born. And they're made with so much care. With every time that they have to come out for use or someone asks for them, it reminds me again of why it was made in the first place, and that's the assurance I also give the next person that if it did work when there was nothing else that would have worked for him, then it was worth the try. And I really enjoy making them as much as I enjoy, people using them. And so that's how Hesed Organics was born, and that's how my entrepreneurial journey actually started into the health sector and into investing my heart and my passion into making sure that people will actually get the best possible natural alternative to, traditional chemical medicines for better health. Alright, so thank you very much for listening, and basically I think I've come to the end of this video, and just sharing with you why and how my company started. And well, it's been a very, very bittersweet journey actually, because the sweet part is making products that I'm passionate about and people can use. The bitter part is well, having to cross the hurdles of regulations and whatnot in my country, but it's fine. It's fine. It's worth the sacrifice. So thank you very much for listening to this video. Thank you very much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Kindly follow me on all social media, handles, just so that we can be in touch. My schedules are daily posts, and I'll be looking forward to having you here back tomorrow for another great video. Until then, please subscribe, please share with your friends, tell everyone around you that a channel that actually will benefit them, benefit their health, physically, mentally, and all around, is here to stay. My name is Aneta Elisha-Oladejo, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it.